Hey everybody, and welcome to the Festivals of Speed. I'm here in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's an absolutely gorgeous day, and hopefully it stays gorgeous because in about 20 minutes of filming I'm going to be drenching sweat, so this may get a little ugly. The scenery, however, is not ugly. As you can see, the venue we are at is the Vinoy Park in St. Pete. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's on the water, and the water wraps around. So where I'm standing right now, with St. Pete behind me, the water's here, but it's also around the show. So as we cover all these cars, we're gonna be along the water the whole way. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of the best venues that I've been to for a car show because it has all the scenery you could ever want, including the cars. The cars we have here are some of the most diverse cars I've seen at any show. We've got everything from the Mission E, which isn't even a production model, it's not even a real car yet. They've got the clay model of the Mission E here over at the Porsche tent. We've also got a few dealerships that are here, including Aston Martin, McLaren, Rolls-Royce, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and a few others. We've got some tuning shops that are here. We've got some local performance shops. We've got collector companies that are here showing off their cars. It's a bit of everything. There's even an old Porsche 1965, I think. I could be wrong. Don't burn me on the internet. It's a Porsche 356C that was at a cookout that I was at yesterday, and here it is sitting over on the lawn just around the corner from me. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more interesting cars that are out here today. Behind me is one of the cooler cars at the show. It may be a very subtle looking car as far as style is concerned, but it's actually pretty rare and pretty interesting. This is an Alfa Romeo 8C Spider. There were 500 coupes made, which was called the Competizione, and 500 Spiders made. And behind me is one that I haven't ever seen in person. I've seen a few of the coupes, but never a Spider. It's one of those cars that when you see it, it may not jump out at you if you don't know what it is, because there's not a whole lot of flair or pizzazz or over stylized, design to it. But if you know what it is, it's a really interesting car that I love to be able to see up close and in person. So behind me is a Ford GT. These cars are absolutely insane, and I can say that because it's one of the few cars I've ever been in that actually scared me on a racetrack. Last year I was at an event at Lime Rock, and a couple of guys brought their cars out. They had a pair of Ford GTs, a pair of DB4 GT continuations, and a couple other neat little things to throw around. And I got to take some hot laps in one of these, and it's insane. It is basically a spaceship that defies physics. Got with us Tom Heinz. He is the general manager of the Alfa Romeo Maserati of St. Petersburg dealership, and he's got himself a nice collection of cars here, ranging from convertible Maseratis to crossover Alfas, and he was kind enough to take a couple minutes to tell us why he's here. What's the point of coming to an event like this as a dealer? Do you actually get a lot of business, or are you just kind of here showing off what you've got?
A little bit of both. I mean, we're here, the Alfa Romeo Club's not far away, so they come out and obviously they love their cars. We want to support them because obviously there's future endeavors that they want to do with their cars. And then you have the just lovers of cars, so the Maseratis and convertibles, and of course ultimately I'm here to sell cars.
And does that usually happen? Do you get car sales out of meeting
100%. It's a lot of people of seeing it again, and getting a chance to try it on. It's an opportunity to see multiple facets of different cars, and then we're all in one place.
So now we've got Evan Doel here. He is from Tampa Autosports, which is pretty much the biggest, most well-respected tuning shop in the Tampa area. He's here, he's got a collection of cars, including his own, some of his people's cars, and customer cars that are all here. It's a nice sort of arrangement, so we figured he'd ask, why are you even here? If you've got, and it sounds like you've got a ton of business already lined up, so why come here to do even more?
Well, number one, out of respect for our clients who are as passionate as we are about building their cars, so that they have the opportunity to walk up, see people enjoying their dream, what we've helped them put together, and for us to be able to share in it. It's also good to keep your name relevant in the Tampa Bay area. Even though you have a reputation, that does die off sometimes, so it's always good to be in everybody's face and at least let them see your current projects, what you got going on. Gives people an idea of, you're not just a shop somewhere, you're actually participating in the community, and this is a great event. It happens every year, it's always a great show, so we're proud to be out here.
now I've got Matt Jones from McLaren Tampa Bay. It's part of the Dimmitt Automotive Group, which is a major sponsor of this event. We are literally surrounded by some of the most exquisite cars on the planet right now, including the new Rolls-Royce SUV. We've got a 570, we've got a Bentley Bentayga. They're everywhere. And Matt has been kind enough to talk to us about what it's like being a dealer and participating in one of these events. So thank you for talking to us.
Thanks for having us out. Yes,
absolutely. And he's got the coolest accent ever, so that helps. My first question, since the Rolls and the Bentley Bentayga are right here, how are the SUVs doing?
Unbelievable. I was a market sector I wasn't sure about. I've been with the brand since 1988, and this, I was thinking, are we really going to make these? But the Bentley, more of the driver's car, the Rolls-Royce more the luxury. So depending on, as the other cars, depending on what you're going to do with the car. If you do a lot of off-roading stuff, the Bentley is the way to go. She is powerful. An 8-cylinder, just over 500 horse, and a 12-cylinder, all up to 600 horsepower. Just under 4 seconds and 60 miles an hour, and a big SUV.
That you can take off-road.
Yes. So then in the center dial, we have differentials that automatically lock depending on the mode and so on. Availability, we do get a few. Rolls-Royce, not so much. We have to order those. So when you're ready to order yours, we're going to get the right specs that you might want.
All the views. I need all the views so that I can get one of those.
Yes, exactly. So you won't see much stock of the Cullinan. Cullinan, of course, is named after a particular diamond. It was a mine in South Africa. The diamond was 6,400 carats. So it was about like 2 bottles of water as one diamond. The diamond was crushed into several big stones that we used in the crown jewels of England. And
I've seen those in person.
Yeah. So the very big ones are all from that great big one diamond. So that was the premium diamond for the premium SUV.
There you go. That makes sense. So what's it like being a dealership here? Because I can't imagine logistics are easy to come to this event.
It's not. We've got close to 30 cars on display today. In between VIP with the 720S and the 2020 Bentley Coupe is here. There's only a couple in the country. We've borrowed it, so that's fun to see as well. Bringing them down, every employee at Dimmitt in the sales side is here today. We all drive them down and then drive them back.
Sounds like a
bit of an
job.
early start, but it's okay. I got to bring the new 600 LT. There's just 3 of those in North America right now as a Spider, so that was rather fun.
So what's your favorite one here?
I'm a bit biased. You know, I'm a bit biased.
Well, they did refer to you as McLaren's Matt.
They
so
do
I have
indeed.
to imagine
They do indeed.
that'd be the one.
I've been with McLaren since 2011, and the 600 LT Spider is my favourite one so far. The 720S is faster, but the power and the handling of that car is just hysterical. Really a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to swing by the dealership. I expect it to be ready for me to go for
no doubt, no doubt. We're good to go.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being part of it. Thank you. The line colour is insane. So this car is going to come out as a 2020 model. She's the McLaren 600 LT Spider. The 600 LT Coupe has got amazing acclaim around the world, of course, because of its track-focused handling. The McLarens are normally a bit more elegant. They're kind of quiet cars. This one, a noisy, vicious beast. The suspension considerably lower, considerably stiffer. They've pushed the front wheels out over an inch. They're admitting that the number on a McLaren is usually its horsepower, so they're admitting to 593 US horse. However, I guarantee it's more like 650, but we just had a 650, so they couldn't call it that. A little over 8 seconds to 125 would tell you that. The power is beyond belief, but the fun part about the car, the steering rack is 3 inches shorter, so therefore your steering is super tight. Suspension on the nose. Thank you. The suspension on the nose is about 40% tighter, so she really is a track car that can go on the road. That gets overused, that phrase, but that really applies to this car.
I've got Vince with me from Bert Smith Porsche, and he's been kind enough to take a couple minutes to tell us about what we have behind us, which is a one-of-one clay model of the new Porsche Mission E electric car. You want to tell us about what it is?
Sure. So this car is the concept car for the forthcoming Porsche Taycan, which will be available in 2020, which is a fully electric, high-performance sedan to rival the Teslas and the other electric cars that are currently out there in the market.
That's awesome. So how do you think it's going to compare to those cars? Because I know Porsche's got a lot of backing as big of a company it is with its racing heritage, and then you've got a company like Tesla, which is an upstart with somebody like Elon Musk, who I'm personally a fan of his, but he's not exactly your typical corporate leader. How do you think Porsche's model is going to compare as far as two completely different businesses are concerned?
Sure. So Porsche, our thing is that we make performance cars. Everything that we do has a spin on performance, whether it's our 911 Carrera or whether it's our sedans. We're a performance car company. So when you compare what we're going to do in the electric arena is going to obviously be a sporty car. So it's going to be a car that's designed to handle, it's a car that's designed to perform. One of the other differentiating factors is going to be the charge time. From what we're being told, the charge time is going to be significantly less time to charge versus what Tesla is doing. So it's going to be a high performance electric variation of what we've got now.
Okay. And the big question I have, as with any major product launch, how is it being received? Are you getting a lot of pre-orders for it, a lot of interest?
Absolutely. The interest is off the chart in terms of the volume of people and the volume of pre-orders that we have. It's just like nothing I've ever seen before.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Bert Smith Porsche, give them a shout if you're in the market in Tampa Bay.
Thank you.
So if you want to come to Festivals of Speed, you can do that as a spectator or as a participant. And you don't have to be a dealership or a collector or any other kind of group in order to show your car in the show. You can be just some Joe Schmo with a car that wants to bring it in. There's one big catch though, and that is if you present your car in the show, you need to stay for the entirety of it. The show lasts from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., which means your car will stay in place that entire length of time. This isn't the Festivals of Speed fault. This is a requirement from the fire marshals in order to use this venue. So keep that in mind. It's a great time. You meet a lot of fun people. It's worth doing, but keep in mind that you will be here for the whole thing. There are two ways to come as a spectator. One is general admission. To this year, it costs 20 bucks, and you can pay that at the gate. The other way is a VIP pass, which you need to buy in advance because they can and do sell out. This year, the pricing for general admission was $20. The VIP admission was $125. That is subject to change, so keep in mind in other events and other years, that may fluctuate. The VIP pass does come with some perks. Those include all-you-can-eat food and alcohol, and it is really good food and alcohol. It's not just, crap. It's actually really good food. And also a lounge area with really nice seating that you can relax in. You can buy all the passes and sign up for the event on the Festivals of Speed website, and they do these events all over Florida, and I think they even have one in Georgia as well. So keep that in mind. I'll also have some links in the description below, and aside from that, I will see you at the next event.